Welcome back, everyone, to Tabletop 100. Last time we talked about your character's races and some of the things that you can get from said races. Today, we're going to be talking about the last major decision you need to do in order to build your character. Your class. Now, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition has 13 classes available to it currently. Thanks to Homebrew and members of the community, however, that number is far greater than 13. There are a multitude of classes to be able to choose from. Think of a class as something akin to the job system from old school RPGs. It tells you what sort of skills your character is going to be very good at. And just like your races, every class has tips on how to roleplay that class. But again, do not let that define who you are. If you want to be a chaotic good paladin as opposed to a lawful good paladin, more power to you. This is your character, you play it how you like. In 5th edition, classes are generally split up across two separate categories, the martial and the arcane. The martial are classes that focus on using bows, axes, swords, and the like to be upfront and deal physical melee damage. They're classes like the barbarian, the fighter, the monk. They are much tankier, and they can take and deal a lot more damage than the other classes, which would be the arcane classes. They are the spellcasters of the world. They are your wizards, your sorcerers, your clerics. They get the full range of spells, ranging from the level 0 cantrips that are able to be used as many times as you want, to the reality warping 9th level spells. And then there are the half-casters, which are somewhere in between, something akin to the paladin, which is a frontline fighter, but they also have spell slots that can be used for various flavors of smite. Each class will give you proficiency in various skills, tools, weapons, and armor, very much like your race would. However, your class is going to give you a lot more options when it comes to proficiencies. Your class will also give you proficiencies in 2 saving throws tied to the 6 key ability scores. Now these are going to be used to dodge things, resist poisons, mental effects, and the like. There are 2 more major things to talk about when it comes to classes in 5th edition. Your subclass and the concept of multiclassing. Both of these are much broader topics that will need to be gone into much later at more detail, but a quick overview. Your subclass is something that you're going to pick from 1st to 3rd level depending on what class you initially pick. It's going to give you a specialization. There's the Path of the Berserker for the Barbarian, which makes your rage so much more useful, or the School of Transmutation for the Wizard, which gives you much greater abilities for that school of spells. With multiclassing, you can take a level in any class of your choice. You are not limited to staying into the class that you started with. In order to multiclass into something, you need to have a 13 in that class's key ability score. For most of them, it's a single one. Some of them, like the half-casters, do require 13 with 2 different ability scores to take. That's a major oversimplification of how multiclassing works, but I do at least want to mention it now before going into exactly how to multiclass more later. But that's everything for today. Starting next time, we are going to start seriously delving into the actual guts of the system and how certain things work. So, join me next time as we talk about how spellcasting works. Until then, happy gaming.